Hello everyone! This is Saurian Target welcoming you back to another episode of Hunting Highlights, where this week we're back playing some more Carnivores Legacy. Carnivores Legacy is easily one of the best Carnivores mods ever made. It is so good, in fact, I'm considering doing an old school, long form mod showcase for it when the time comes. But in the meantime, you guys want to see more Legacy content, and I want to keep playing it. So that's what we're gonna do today. Moving on from our last hunt in Basmachi Rocks, and heading into the dangerous jungles of Gravit Sappa. We're starting off today on the eastern shore of the Gravit Sappan Island, just south of the plesiosaur swarmed beaches, and hunting some dangerous game today. Allosaurus, Triceratops, and Velociraptor. Armed with the sidearm pistol, pump-action shotgun, X-bow, and the bolt-action hunting rifle. And today the wind is blowing out of the west, so we'll start by heading westward into the lava flows to see what we can find. After several minutes of hiking, I finally spot an Allosaurus out in the early morning fog. Today I opted for a morning hunt because predatory dinosaurs like Allosaurus are typically a little more sluggish until the sun peaks around noon. So we'll follow this guy off into the haze and see if we can get the jump on him. I ready the sidearm pistol as I crest the hill, ready for a fight. But one finds me when another Allosaurus spots me over the hill and rushes into attack. I back off to give myself some breathing room, and the hunting shotgun makes quick work of the primitive predator. That first Allosaurus is long gone now, but we'll keep heading west and see if we can find it again. As I approach the western shore of the island, I spot an Allosaurus from my vantage point atop a small hill. It's a different individual than the one I've been tracking, but is actually a pretty decent size, the largest one of the hunt so far, and I wait to see if it'll give me a good shot. It actually lays down to bask in the early morning heat, which gives me a good opportunity to sneak in closer for an easier shot. Hopefully the hunting shotgun's ready to do some work. One slug to the spine brings the carnivore down, and we can admire this beautiful dinosaur in peace. So now that we've reached the western coast of the island, the wind will be against us if we just head straight back inland to continue the hunt. So what I'm gonna do now is head back east along roughly the same path I took down here while the wind is not in my favor. Then, once we hit the eastern shore, I'll go a little ways north and then start back westward along a fresh path, kind of working the island in a bit of a grid pattern to make sure we maintain good wind as we hunt in new parts of the jungle. Alright, we've reached the sand dunes of the eastern shore. So now we're ready to head north for a bit to give us some space from the areas that we've already hunted in our first trek, and then we'll head west again into unexplored territory with the wind back in our favor. From atop a small hill, I spot a Velociraptor out in the jungle. But as I glass it, a large Allosaurus rises up out of the ferns, and I decide to initiate the fight this time. Another vertebrae shot brings Big Al to the ground, and sends the raptor running off in a panic. So now, with a wild card raptor thrown into the mix, we ready the sidearm pistol and keep heading west. As I ascend the hill where the raptor disappeared, my soul leaves my body for a second when a raptor-colored Gallimimus suddenly appears at the top. But my panic does accidentally scare off another Allosaurus. So I steady my nerves, scare off the galleys in revenge, and head after the fleeing flesh eater. A bit farther, I hear the distinctive thudding of padded predator feet getting closer, and ready the pistol for a fight. I really thought that guy had the jump on me there, but the defense weapons sure pulled their weight in this fight. Whew, this has been one of the most adrenaline-pumping hunts I've had in a long time. Man, I love carnivores. And with the recent chorus of gunshots, I think now's a fine time to empty the clip in my pistol so it's ready for the next dinosaur battle. Carnivores Legacy isn't on the latest MEE build with at-will reloads yet, so we're still doing things the old-fashioned way for now. But with our weapons fresh and ready to go, we head back into the mountainous jungles. Alright, we have once again reached the western shore, so now it's time to head back east and repeat our grid process to continue the hunt with favorable wind. Okay, we are back at the eastern sand dunes, which means it is time to head north for a bit, and then start our trek westward again. Deep in the northern jungles, my binoculars pick up a Triceratops through the trees. It's a decent-sized trike, and I ready the hunting rifle for a hopeful one-shot spine kill. As it starts to head out of the jungle, a quick call turns it back in my direction. But my impatient self tries a walking shot between a couple of trees and flubs it big time. Now the trike has plenty of thick cover to shield itself as I fire some desperate pot shots at it. So now, with the trike long gone, it's time to see if any of those shots at least hit it to make a blood trail to follow. Out in the undergrowth where the trike was, it's not looking good as far as my marksmanship is concerned. But I know which way the trike was headed and continue along that path. I think this little hill will give me a good lookout position, but a feeding trike already had the same idea. Luckily, the Chop Slayer pistol puts in the work yet again, and brings the trike to a halt mere inches from my face. I take a second to check my surroundings and steady myself, when suddenly, the first trike reappears. This shot finds its mark. So with 4 allos and now 2 trikes down, all we need is a raptor and we'll have bagged at least one of everything we set out to hunt. A rare victory for me personally. Deeper in the heart of the jungle, I spot what I believe is a Dirachodon nest. A crude and primitive shelter that these intelligent dinosaurs will sometimes rest in. But as I get closer to the nest, my sightseeing is interrupted by a hunting velociraptor. Likely the same one from earlier. However, the Chop Slayer pistol proves its worth yet again, but I keep myself ready to make sure that this raptor wasn't part of a pack. It looks like he was alone, so we can continue our journey westward in relative peace. Finally out of the dense jungles, I spot a lone Parasaurolophus off in the distance. But as I sneak in closer and steady up for a shot, I hear some strange sounds coming from my right, just over this large hill. As I crest the hill, the culprit turns out to be a Styracosaurus, our first extra huntable of this outing. It's a really good size too, and I steady up for what I think will be a reliable spine shot. Unfortunately, this spine shot doesn't work, but I'll take this opportunity to reload my rifle before pursuing this dangerous herbivore. I had assumed, being another ceratopsian, that the trike's mortal zones would translate onto the Styracosaurus, which could still be the case. I might have just missed its spine, but the blood trail that I pick up over the hill confirms I did at least hit it somewhere. And I don't like to leave an animal wounded, so now it's time to track. Atop this hill, I see that we've made it back to the western shore, and when faced with water, I'm not sure if the Styracosaurus turned south or north in its wounded flight, so we'll need to pay close attention to where the blood trail goes to make sure we stay on him. It turns out the beast headed north, and actually didn't go too far before turning back. As it starts to graze again, I reevaluate where I need to be aiming, and after some quick observation, I conclude that the neck looks like a nice, vulnerable spot to try. It turns out one neck shot is just what I needed, and the huge creature collapses with all the might and majesty of a 6-ton monster. What an awesome dinosaur! Even though we don't get to take it back to the trophy room this time, I'm really excited to have bagged one as a capstone for one of the most fun and exciting hunts I've ever had. And with that, I think I'll bring our Gravitsappin adventure to a close. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's hunt in Carnivores Legacy. This was easily one of my favorite hunts in any Carnivores game ever, and I hope you guys enjoyed being along for the ride. Thanks as always for your feedback and comments and support on the channel. Be sure to let me know down in the comment section below what was your craziest Carnivores Legacy hunt. I always enjoy getting to interact with you guys about this dinosaur hunting game that we all love so much. Thanks again for watching, guys. You are all truly the best, and I will see you guys next time.